Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Arya back again. In this video, we're gonna take a closer look at the new Gauntlet mode in Black Ops 4 Zombies. In this mode, you participate in a 30-round game and you have to complete one challenge per round. If you fail to complete the challenge before the round ends, you get a strike. If you get 3 strikes, the game ends. Now, when reading the description for Gauntlet mode, I was terrified because it sounded too much like a certain game mode that made me contemplate suicide. Now, thankfully, they're very different. The Tortured Path was 3 challenges in 10 rounds, and they were random, and it was short, and it wasn't that challenging to begin with, and the maps were not good. And it was being sold as an entire DLC, even though it wasn't worth an entire DLC. What Treyarch is doing with Black Ops 4 is taking that formula and doing it just a tad bit better. I'm not a fan of the formula, to be honest, which is basically taking a non-linear game mode like Zombies and turning it into a linear game mode by taking a little bit of freedom away from you. You have to do what the game tells you to do in order to move forward, as opposed to what you usually do in Zombies, which is pretty much play however you want to. The reason I don't like the formula is because one of the most important reasons why I enjoy playing Zombies is that I can play however I want. There aren't that many instances where the game forces you to do something, so I was kind of worried that Gauntlet mode would be terrible, and it's really not. It's actually quite enjoyable. To be honest, I was kind of surprised that I was enjoying it as much as I was. I didn't expect to like it at all. So what is it that makes Gauntlet mode good? What is it that makes it better than the Tortured Path? Well, for one thing, it's not an entire DLC. It was released as an update on January 15th, which is known as 115 Day, and it was treated as such. They didn't really try to oversell it. It's an extra game mode that people are going to be excited about for about a week, and then they're going to move on. So they didn't make a big deal out of it. There wasn't that much marketing behind it, and this is one of the rare instances where little marketing is not a bad thing, because you don't want to overhype everyone and set them up for disappointment. And the second thing is that they didn't bundle it with a new map. They implemented a game mode on a disc map that everyone has played by now. It's not like you have to learn the entire map and deal with challenges at the same time. They did Voyage of Despair, which at first I thought was an odd choice, but when you really think about it, it makes sense. Voyage is the least popular map. It's probably the least played map amongst the Zombies community. So they're basically trying to give you more incentive to play that map. They're trying to make you like it. So let's talk about the gameplay and the challenges. The challenges are not random, which is a big plus, because if you had to do 30 challenges in 30 rounds and they were all randomized, it would have been a nightmare. But here, the challenges are always the same, and with a few exceptions, they're reasonable for the round that they're on. You're not gonna get a crazy, super difficult challenge in round 4. Most of them are things that you would probably be doing at that round in a normal game anyway. For example, the challenge for round 11 is that you have to open up the entire map, and that's something that you would want to do in a normal game anyway. There are some challenges that are difficult but very interesting. For example, the challenge for round 18 is that you have to avoid all power-ups, and every other zombie that you kill in that round will drop a power-up. So there's going to be a lot of power-ups, and it gets really difficult to avoid them. It's an interesting and fun challenge because as a Zombies player, there are certain things that your brain is wired to do. And one of those things is that when you see a power-up, unless it's a nuke, you take it. So you've probably spent years making sure that when a power-up spawns, you don't miss it. But here, the game forces you to go against that instinct and avoid those shiny golden power-ups. Now, while I think the challenges are good for the most part, there are some challenges that aren't fun and kind of repetitive. For example, there are area defense challenges where you have to hold out in a single area, and we have 4 of them in round 10, 15, 25, and 30. It's not that they're not fun, it's just that you don't want to do the same challenge 4 times in one game. Speaking of which, the worst challenge in this game mode is the SX Model 07 challenge. It's when the game forces you to use only the SX Model 07 rifle and nothing else. You can't use your specialist, your equipment, you can't knife, you can't use anything but that rifle. And you have to do this 3 times in round 5, 16, and 27. And the only time when it's bearable, it's in round 5. It's a terrible challenge, and I don't understand why we have to do it 3 times. It's not fun the first time. The second time you can suffer through it and use your double pap alternate ammo types, but the third time in round 27 is just bad. It's not fun in the slightest, because it's not like you're gonna struggle to survive. It just takes too long to simply finish the round. Only because the SX Model 07 is absolute trash. There's also another challenge that I don't really like, and that's the round 22 challenge, where you have to kill 10 catalyst zombies using the corresponding reactive alternate ammo type. A lot of people are confused by this, and rightfully so, because if you listen to that sentence, it's gonna make you think like you have to kill the fire zombies with firebomb, the ice zombies zombies with cryo freeze, the poison zombies with brain rot, and the electric zombies with kilowatt. But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're actually supposed to use firebomb on the electric zombies, cryo freeze on the poison zombies, brain rot on fire zombies, and kilowatt on ice zombies. And you have to kill 10 of them that way, but it doesn't say it in the description. Instead, it shows you how many you need to kill right next to your character icon, which at first I didn't see, so I thought we had to kill every single catalyst zombie that way. So you could probably imagine how long it took me to finish that round the first time I was playing. But the main reason I don't like this challenge is that you might have to switch alternate ammo types mid-round, because most of the time there will only be 2 or 3 different catalyst zombies at the same time, and they're kind of annoying, so you're not going to want to pack-a-punch mid-round, especially if the pack-a-punch machine is in the grand staircase or the cargo hold, because they're pretty much death traps mid-round. There are other fun challenges like the round 20 challenge, where you have to hold out against a crapload of stokers in the engine room, and for the first few times it's kind of terrifying to be locked in a room with a bunch of stokers running after you. The round 24 challenge is also another good one. Your health is drained by the second and you have to keep killing zombies to replenish your health, so you're gonna want to kill everything you see non-stop, which is really fun. The round 28 challenge is another good one. You have to finish an entire round with no HUD, which might sound like it's not a big deal, but I never knew how much I relied on the HUD until I had to do this challenge. I mean, you can't see your health bar, your specialist meter, your crosshairs, so it feels really strange at first because you're not really used to that. I guess people complained so much about how ugly the HUD was in Black Ops 4 Zombies that Jason Blundell finally just snapped. And he was like, okay, fine, you think the HUD is ugly? How about no HUD? Would you like that? Would you like to play the game with no HUD? You ungrateful piece of shit? Overall, I think the Gauntlet mode is a step in the right direction, and apparently we're gonna get it for the other maps towards the end of January, which I'm excited for. That is gonna do it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the new Gauntlet mode. I would love to hear your opinions on this. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.